Whoever looked at your life and thought there has to be more? Welcome to the Corporate Escapists podcast, where stories change lives. This is a space for bold women rewriting the rules, building businesses with soul, and choosing legacy over likes. If you're ready to be seen, heard, and valued, you're in the right place.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Corporate Escapists TV show and podcast. I'm your host, Christine Ennis. I'm so delighted to have the very beautiful Lee joining me this morning. Welcome, lovely, to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited and privileged to be here. Thank you.
I think today's going to be a really beautiful conversation. And we were just saying, like, we're color coordinated, like, we're both in green. And, like, I mean, that's always a good start. So I love it. I would love for you to introduce yourself to our audience. And like I said, then we're just going to dive into some just really beautiful conversation today.
Great. Well, I am Leeli. I'm British born, so I was born in the UK, and then I've been in Australia now for about 15 years or so, I think. I have a design company called Leeli Co, which is global sourcing and consulting. We work with big brands such as we work with suppliers. We represent big brands such as Target and Zara and lots of the high street for design. And we do startups as well. And then I have my own brand, Leeli Design, and that is a handmade, very statement, all about sort of visibility, making people feel fabulous and visible jewelry and accessories brand, Leeli Design.
I love it. Well, I'm all about visibility. Like, it is, I think, one of the things that, as business owners, we sort of are in the thick of things, but then we sometimes go, oh, hang on, how do I get someone to notice me? And I love the fact that you're here today, because I think a lot of the people understand we need the visibility. And, like, obviously I talk about stories, but you're talking about colors, you're talking about brands, you're invoking that into it. And I think a lot of people forget that is also another way for people to step into that visibility as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it makes so much difference. Like we were just talking before that, you put your red lipstick on and feel fabulous. And I do the same normally, and I lost mine this morning. But I feel like visibility, it comes in all different forms. But what I am really interested in and what I love is making people feel special. It's for me, experience and visibility are the two key things that I love and love to pass on. And I've had people when they wear my earrings, sometimes if they're not feeling like they want to talk to anybody, they can't wear a Leeli Design earring because they'll go down the street and people will come up to them and specifically be like, "Oh, I love your earrings," and start a conversation. And so I find that really interesting. And I think just when you feel visible, I think you some people maybe aren't the same, but I think in a lot of cases, if somebody comes up and sort of says something and makes you feel visible, you feel good about yourself. You kind of go away feeling, oh, that was nice. That person made an effort, and it can sort of change your day. And I think for me, that whole experience for my own brand and also for the company work that I do, which is it's more sort of the high street, making more designs sort of on a not mass market, but some of it's mass market. But yeah, just that level of visibility in all different forms is really something I'm passionate about. And one of my friends years ago, she unfortunately passed away 2015, but she used to say to me, so from university, and she always was like, if you could feel fabulous every day, why wouldn't you? And she used to dress up. She had like, big red hair. She'd like put extensions in. She'd like, wear corsets that she's made. She'd make fabulous outfits. And every day she made a massive effort and just looked amazing. And that really resonated with me. Like, actually, if you could feel fabulous every day, why don't we? And I mean, I've always been up for dressing up, and I like being visible and seen, and so it sort of really resonated with me, and that's something that I've sort of taken forwards into everything else that I've done, as well as a bit of her legacy living through me too.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's really important, when people are starting their business, that they also talk about the visible, like how they want to get visible as well. When you look back at when you started your business, was visibility even part of your scope of it, or was it just simply, no, I'm just going to start this business and see where we go?
That's a really good question, because I think now looking back, it was always part of my core, probably. Like from a very young girl, I loved to dress up and just, feel fabulous and be noticed and be involved with, like everything. And but I think through the later years, actually doing a lot of work with, coaches and vision for your business and where you want to, and not just vision, business, like your life, like where do you want to be in 5 years, like what do you like doing, like what do you want to be seen as. And I think doing all of that work, I've really realized that visibility has been really all through my life, but now that I've kind of put it front of mind, it's making a difference in what I'm doing and what I'm saying yes to, and how the business is evolving, um, yeah, going forward. So I think it was always there, but it's definitely evolving and now sort of shaping where I'm going with both the businesses at the moment, which is exciting.
It is very exciting. If you could go back like to the start, because this is one of the things that I love about being an entrepreneur, is that we have like these multiple aha, like golden nugget moments and all that sort of stuff. But has there been one thing maybe in the last couple of months that you've sort of gone, oh my goodness, like how much you have grown personally? Because I think we focus so much on the business, but we don't focus on the personal development that we've done as well.
Yes. Yeah, that's totally true. I think this year, I mean, there's been loads of big things in the last year, because I've now got a 10-month-old. So, this time last year I was pregnant. I've now got a whole nother dynamic, trying to navigate a busy business as well as having, my 10-month old. But I think it's been this year, when I'm coming sort of now through that sort of, I mean, I'm still having sleepless nights, but through the next part of the journey with the business, I think it's exciting um to, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I've actually
No,
forgotten
that's
the trail of
okay.
thought of the
That's okay. That's okay. I
can you
look,
repeat the question again when I
no,
get
I was
back?
thinking if there was like aha moments that you've had personally, like in your business
Oh, yeah.
journey, because I think so much we focus on business, but we forget the personal development that we've had as
Yes.
well.
Yes. So that's what I remember now I was leading to. So funny enough, now I've started to apply for awards, or I've been nominated, and then I'm sort of applying for awards. And those have been really great experiences. Not so that like I can go and win the awards. It's not, some of them I'm sort of like, oh, I don't know if I can or not, but I'll just have a go. But the process of doing that gets you to sit down and think about your business in response to the questions. So, like, I answered a B2B business question the other week, and an award. And when I was doing it, I was like, oh, to start with, I was sort of questioning, oh, do I apply for it? I'm not sure. And then when I went through it, I was like, actually, I have ticked all these boxes, and you start to sort of realize what I've done in this time for my handmade business and for this. So for the handmade business, I was reflecting on, some of the celebrities that I've had the privilege of, wearing my pieces as well. Like Sampa the Great wore my headpieces in a music video, and Lily Vandermeer from Neighbours has, worn my pieces because of a collaboration with Harlow Loves Daisy, um, And then for the B2B business, it's, it really is a global business. And I've been very fortunate to live across the globe and work with amazing people and keep that network. I love networking and I love relationships and keeping that up. So, yeah, so I think right now I'm at this really beautiful point where I have done a lot of, yeah, networking and learning, and now I am putting that into growing a team and teaching them how to grow in in with the business as well. And yeah, it's a different sort of, I'm now not just in doing design. I am now sort of above doing like, how can we get to the next level, who can we collaborate with, how can we move the business forward and have an amazing team running that underneath, which has been really exciting. I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
excitement, is learning that management, and not everybody likes to do that. Like some people want to do the design and sit down and do the design, and I think as it's evolved, I've really loved the management side and like growing that and the excitement of what the business can be. Because really, once you realize, if you visualize it, it could happen. Um, the world is your oyster, and it becomes a very exciting point in your business and life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is like I think it's probably the most exciting time in business because, you're talking about connections. And I mean, the way we connected was through another group. And I think this is like the limitless opportunities that are out there if you're willing to put yourself out there as well and allow just to see what opportunity could potentially come your way with it, which is I just love. I get so excited. I'm just like, who am I going to meet today? Which conversation am I going to have? And I think that is the part of business. Yes, we've got, your SOPs, you've got like your brands, your designs, you've got the core work. But I think the key for business is conversations and building relationships. And obviously,
Absolutely.
that's how you've had to build your business. Like,
Yeah.
is that something that you really feel in the heart, or is that something that we're losing as well of how to build relationships?
I think that is, for me, that's the core of the business that I've built, because I've had amazing opportunities because I've known someone. I might have designed jewelry for someone, but then they now want someone, they want a swim goggle designed, but I haven't done swim goggles before, but because they like working with me and we've, done some beautiful other designs, they've given me the opportunity to then go and do that. And then I've got into like children's designs and children's, toys and different categories like soft goods. I mean, I'm a textiles person anyway as well, so that's not so sort of different to what I've studied at university. But just I think the opportunities through connection is massive, and especially now where AI is going. Like AI is, which I'm dabbling in a lot at the moment, and it's really interesting and exciting, how also scary, but how that's evolving and how quickly. At the moment, I would say, if AI, AI is going to be able to do amazing designs. Like it's already doing amazing designs, it can't network like we can. Like that's the one thing that I feel like we've got at the moment, till there's robots walking around and networking. But at the moment, that's the real core thing, that you can go and connect with someone. And some people you don't connect with, and that's okay. You're not supposed to be, doing something with them, obviously. And then some people might be an unexpected connection, and it might be a year later that somebody then gets in touch and sort of says, "Oh, hey, remember we met at this place, and I've got this amazing, opportunity or idea, or have you met this person?" And connect you that way, and then it's a new, yeah, a new kind of relationship and a new exciting opportunity as well. So yeah, I definitely think the networking and meeting people. And again, that's why awards is good as well, because when you go to the event, you meet all these other like-minded people who've also applied and also are in a similar, sort of situation, different businesses, but you get to meet amazing people. And at the end of it as well, I love a story. I love, like, learning about what somebody is about. And you meet people who do something that you've never thought about, that happens before, like somebody packing tuna in, tuna tins, and you're
Mm,
like, wow, I've never met someone who does that. Like,
yeah,
what's involved? Like, how do you do that? Like, what's the,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I love it. I love it so much. I feel I have to pinch myself every day going, it's really like my life now.
yeah,
Obviously huge corporate career and now this, it's so polar opposite with it. What would
yeah.
be one word that would help sort of define or maybe describe would be the better word. Describe the vision that you have for your business.
One word.
I
That's a
know.
tricky one. Um, I so I don't know a good word for it, but the key thing for me is really knowledge and learning. And that's two words, but if there was a nice word that incorporated, the that for me, I love to evolve and learn and grow and learn more and do get inspired by the next thing and then try something else. So I think I don't know if the word I don't I'm gonna have to search this after. I'm
That's
gonna sort of
okay. Yeah,
have a little think of what a better word is, but it's
no,
something to do with
I
like
love it.
evolving and growing
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah, it's almost like you're your own university. I'm getting that's the word that's like coming to because you want to like you can learn from everybody else, but you also want to educate and leave. I like for me like leave that legacy behind for other people to learn from you as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think like you're a university. That's the word I'm
Legacy
getting for
is a good
you. Yeah,
word.
yeah, yeah, definitely. It
Yes.
yeah, because I think like
Yeah.
a lot of people, when we start a business, and I know that you're now on a different trajectory, which is really incredible. And we talked a lot about legacy when we were caught up a couple of weeks ago. If you could sort of sit here and if we were like in 5 years' time, what's the legacy that you're going to be leaving behind?
So I think the forefront for me is obviously I've got two kids, and that's a not obviously, but I've got two kids, and I want to leave them with this beautiful legacy and understanding that they can create the life that they want, and you don't need to rely on other people for happiness. If you have beautiful people around you, obviously that is going to help you get to where you want in life. So I think my biggest thing at the moment, and as a mum, is going to be leaving them, educating them, and letting them know that they can do anything that they want. They just need to put their minds to it and they can do it. But for myself and personally, I would like to I'd love to be somebody that people look back to and think, wow, she was such an inspiration. Like she did this and she did this, and despite all odds, she still also did this. Like I sort of just want to be um, remembered in that kind of way, but also through that, I would like to make sure that I am helping others in the process too. So I think at the moment, my big thing is my mum has gone now into a wheelchair. Most days she's got MS, and it's been really restrictive of her mobility. And she went to a concert not too long ago, earlier this year, and she felt very vulnerable. She was sitting in the chair, like at a lower level, because everybody's standing. She's in a chair, like, sitting down, and people generally didn't see her. And she said she felt invisible, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it now. But that sort of led me to the next stage in what I want to be creating as well in the next 5 years. I am now starting to try and find some. Um, beautiful people that want to be a part of what I am doing, who also have mobility issues. So people in wheelchairs or, having to be on a sort of different level and don't feel so visible. And I want to come up with some way to make them their personality show through from what they have, because they're in wheels, and they've there's lots of things that we can attach stuff to and to make it look beautiful and fabulous. And so that's my new mission this next 5 years, is
Yeah.
to come up with some amazing range that is accessible to everyone as well. I'd like to use my network and contacts in these big brands, and at some point have it so that it's affordable and accessible for everyone, because Leeli Design is not affordable for everyone. It's a handmade. I have to charge a lot because it's my time and effort, and it's
Mm.
using vintage and pieces and things like that. So I'd like to sort of do a combination, have beautiful handmade elements for Leeli Design, but also then sort of take this idea into more of that commercial element, and just try and have some fun with it as well, and get people I think the other thing with visibility with people in wheelchairs, now I'm thinking about it, is before mum was in a wheelchair, I you don't feel like you have anything, not in anything in common, but you don't want to make somebody feel like you're taking pity on them, so you're coming up and talking to them because of that, or but you don't want to like make them feel that they're not involved. It's this weird thing where I feel like people don't know what to do sometimes, and so they just don't do anything. And since mum's been in a wheelchair, I've actually felt like it's just a mental thing. Like, I know nobody knows, who I go up to that my mum is, until I tell them, but I've now got that connection with them, and I can go up and I can sort of be like, hi, my mum's actually also in a wheelchair, and what I just wanted to say, and I can start a conversation. And I feel like that's been a really interesting change for me in this last kind of couple of years as well. So that's something I want to lean into as well, and start to explore and turn it into some kind of product or concept.
Yeah.
Um,
I love it. As soon as you were talking, I was like, remembered, to show my age. So we used to have this thing here, and they were called spokey dokies, and you'd put them on the spokes of your wheels of your bike.
Bicycle.
And I was just like, oh my God, we need
Yes,
something like that for wheelchairs. Like, so
that's it.
I was immediately like going, I
Exactly.
remember decorating my bike with all this sort of stuff. And I think the lived
Yes.
experiences that we have, like, people forget how much that creates an impact, and that and if we have never experienced it, and sometimes those unpleasant things that happen to us in life opens up a whole new channel that is actually amazing. And I
Yeah.
think that's like, that is the best way to sort of embrace it. So I'm very excited for you for where that will come out. And yeah, I'm like, I'll be cheering you all the way, because I think it's
No,
so needed with it.
thank
I'd
you.
I'd love to ask you, with obviously in business, if there was a piece of advice that you think now, oh my God, if only I had that piece of advice back when I started, maybe that could have been the game changer with it. Is there something that you've learned over the last, I don't know, year or so that would have been golden back when you first started?
So funny enough, since joining Legacy, with my mummies, the last sort of few sessions, I've come to realize, like, through doing that you can create your own opportunities. You can literally just, like, what do you want? Like, I've known in the last few years, from other work that I've done on myself as well, like, when you visualize what you want, that really helps, because it sort of stops, it makes you be able to say yes and no to the right things. Like, when you start off in business, you say yes to a lot of stuff, because obviously you need to get money, and you need to get the experience and everything. As you get on a little bit more in business, you get that chance to be able to, say, no, actually, that doesn't align with my, what I am about. And you can choose a little bit more in some cases. But I think the that I hadn't realized until the last few weeks, that I can literally, if I want to go and speak on stage, or if I want to be on some podcasts, I need to just message and see out of my connection if there's anybody who's, available to be able to do that. And I hadn't really stopped and thought about that. And so I think that's an exciting thing that early on it's good to know too, because actually if you have a vision, when you're starting out that you want to now go off and, I don't know, live abroad and work, or you want to go and do whatever you want to do, whatever that thing is, as long as you've kind of thought about it, then you need to then just reach out to people and start to kind of make it happen. And I think that's the exciting thing.
Yeah, absolutely. The I'm really like never realized manifestation, and it's not just the visualization, it's the taking the action part, which is the
Yeah.
key part that
Yeah.
so many people miss with it. So you can sit there, you can visualize, and it might just also land in your lap. Like I'm
Yes.
not saying it won't. But the action and the aligned action that we take, I think, is like absolutely crucial to
I,
business.
I think also with it, your subconscious and your conscious have to align, because
Yeah,
if you visualize it, but you don't believe it's going to happen, it's not going to
yeah,
happen. Like, I
yeah,
feel like it's, you have to, in your mind, just get to the point where you're like, I want this. I really want this to happen. And for your
yeah,
subconscious to be like, I can do this. This is going to
yeah,
happen. I'm just like looking out for the opportunity where it's coming. How
yeah,
how are we going to make it? But that's then when you then reach out yourself, because your conscious has been like, okay, well, I want this opportunity to happen, and reach out yourself, then it can
yeah,
really align. But they have to be aligned. I feel like there's been so many times where I'm like, but I've really wanted this for so long. Like, I know I want
yeah,
it, but I haven't believed it. And then as soon
yes.
as I believe it, boom, like next day, it's, something's happened.
Oh, exactly, exactly. But I think also too I've got a quote that I created, which is dreams plus action equal reality, because I want people to dream big. I think dreaming big is I true believe it, that you're never given a image or a dream or something that you can see that you're not capable of achieving. But taking that aligned action, but also too, we don't get to sit back and just enjoy watching it all happen too.
Yeah.
I am the most impatient person ever, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want it now, like hurry up, let's just go, like can it just happen? But we forget to enjoy the journey and
Yeah.
just allow it. And I think I was thinking about you with motherhood, and like I didn't really in I shouldn't say I didn't enjoy it. I did love being a mum, but I was always like, okay, well, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, got to do that. Whereas now being a grandma, I get to enjoy the moments. Like I just get to
You're
turn
a
around.
grandma.
I am. I've got two grandbabies.
Wow,
So
most
yeah.
fabulous looking grandma.
Thank you. But now I get to sit down and like we FaceTime and like all this stuff, and we're just like, okay, we're going to build this today, and like I don't have to worry about the parenting side of things, which is
Yeah.
fantastic. But it is, I think we need to have life like that too, and
Yeah.
take our business like that, and just enjoy the
Yeah.
good, the bad, and the not so messy stuff in between. So
Yeah.
with
And
it, yeah,
I think with that, it's important to realize, I think you are where you're meant to be. And
yeah,
it might be that you're going through, a really terrible point. For some reason, you're meant to be at that point, and it's teaching you something. I feel like as long as you learn from that, or it's the way
yeah,
you react to things,
yes,
and how you kind of take that on board. And if it's something really terrible that's happened, and you've lost someone, you might want to create a legacy for them from that, like, and then it's kind of turned into something more positive from it. Or
yeah,
there might be, there's all different, scenarios that it could be. But I think as long as you are turning that into some kind of power almost, and learning from it, I think then everything's meant to happen for a reason, and we're on this beautiful roller coaster of a journey.
yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, I love it. What would you say to anyone
Yeah.
watching this
And I
that
think surrounding yourself as well with some key people.
I think we've just lost you? No, we've
Oh,
just
I'm
lost. Oh,
here.
now
I
you're
can
there.
hear you.
That's okay.
Oh,
That's all right.
I
You
can hear you. Oh, sorry.
gotta love it. That's okay. That's all right. Um, I
No.
would love to ask one last question for you, and that is for somebody watching now that is thinking of building a business or starting a business, what would be your piece of advice?
I think don't I've got a couple of pieces of advice. So don't wait. I think I remember reading Richard Branson's Like a Virgin, I think it was called, and I loved one of the quotes that he had in there, which was if you wait, I can't remember word for word, but basically, if you wait and wait and wait till you think it's perfect, it's already too late because you then launch it and things already have changed, and then you find out from people that maybe this needs changing or something hasn't quite happened right. So I feel like it's really important just to go for it, try it, be honest, because you also don't want to like cover up that, oh, I was, anything. I think honesty is really big. And I think for me, having um, a business that has, or being in a business that has the income coming in, and then having your startup on the side so that you're not, totally stressed with finances helped for me because it meant that my handmade jewelry business isn't ever a stress because I'm not making enough money from it or, it's not done quite as well as I've wanted. I've been able to keep that as my passion because that's what I've wanted. And then my other business is then generating the income to support that business because that business is quite expensive because I have to buy all the components and
Yeah.
do lots with it. So I think so I think those two for me are what I have found has been amazing because as soon as you put too much pressure on on the business making money, there's lots of things that you have to change and do, to incorporate that and make sure that you're making those sales. But then somebody might have big investment and just go all in. So if you've got big investment, amazing. And then you can just
Yeah.
go all in and just go for it because that also helps. So
It does. It does. The leap of faith. Yeah, it's it's scary,
yeah.
but it's also the most rewarding journey at all. So I've got four questions that I
Yeah.
would love to just ask you, just to get to know you, that we've been asking all our guests this year. Is do you have a favorite motivational quote?
Probably fail forwards and you haven't failed. Like so if as long as you can fail and fail and fail. And somebody said the other day, if you the quicker you fail, the quicker you're going to succeed because you need to fail, 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 and then it will happen and you'll succeed. So actually, failing isn't a bad thing. It's just how you shape it and you learn and you learn and you learn and then you move on. So I think fail forwards is probably that for me.
Oh, I love it. I live by that. Absolutely. Is there a book that you have read that's changed your life or something that you would recommend for somebody?
Um, it's funny. I've got a whole pile of amazing books by all different entrepreneurial females in business sat by my bed, and I have not read them yet, so I can't quite yet recommend that.
It's okay.
But I would say I, probably the Richard Branson's Like a
Yeah.
Virgin. I found there were so many quotes in there that I was just like, yes. And he's very about people as well. I'm very about people, and I love like a beautiful team. And for people to really enjoy what they're doing, because if they're enjoying it, you're enjoy it, they're doing better for your business as well. And then you're enjoying it too. It's a little family that you're building, So I really like his ethos in business. So probably, yeah,
Yeah.
the Richard Branson.
Yeah,
I
I
think
love
it's called Like
it.
a Virgin.
Yeah, I think that is the one. Yeah, I love the I it's on my bucket list to get over to Necker Island. So what about an
Yeah.
inspirational person who we should follow?
Do you know what? So, I would say Manon from Little Green Panda. We worked together years ago, and she started her business sort of as a side hustle, and she has just evolved it into this incredible. It's going global now. Like people like big brands are now requesting it. She's all about sustainability and her product is recycle like really sustainable product. And she's just an incredible, very inspiring young entrepreneur. So I would suggest her. Yeah,
I just wrote that down. I'm
yeah,
like, I'm going to go stalk straight after this. So,
yeah.
with that, is there somebody who you recommend that we should have on the podcast next?
Well, she would be incredible.
Mm.
Yeah, she's super incredible. The other person that is really for me very inspiring, she's my sort of bit of surrogate mum here, is Corinne from Harlow Loves Daisy. So she's also done incredible things, like she's had number one hits in the UK and then gone on to like learn how to do her own, learn how to sew, and created this amazing handmade yeah, fashion business. So yeah, so she's also, I feel like those two are my big inspiration at the moment. There's lots of other people as well. But yes, those two are probably top of my list at the moment.
Amazing, amazing. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing your gifts with us. We're going to pop all the links of how people can reach out to you. But Lee, thank you so much for being such a delight today on the show.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. I was nervous to start with, but it was beautiful, really lovely. Thank
Oh,
you.
oh, my absolute pleasure. And for all of those that are watching today, don't remember to hit the like and subscribe button, leave your comments below, and remember to live life to the fullest every single day. Love and light to you all.